Well, good grief. Boy, that was an interesting last couple of minutes. Hello. Howdy. Hello. Howdy. Hello. Howdy. Hello. I got the headphones of shame on. Let's see. Do we have synthesizer working? We don't. Why not? Probably my MIDI controller has reset again. Let's reset all MIDI devices. Yeah, got to do this once in a while. Should have a man. It is not seeing. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Let's unplug it and plug it back in. Testicle difficulties. Testicle difficulties. Does that work now? Let's reset all MIDI devices. Probably because I have more than one MIDI, more than one USB input plugged into a powered USB port. Hello. Hey, Zach, Justin, Mark. Hello, brother. Haven't seen you for a while. You like that sausage mix I sent? Pretty much sausage. Pretty much sausage. I'm gonna move this over here. Yeah. I just fucking around with my MIDI controller. Should be able. Wait, that's not the right thing. I want that up there. I had a really interesting afternoon, and on my way out or on my way home today, the manager of our building stopped and wanted to chat for a bit. So that was kind of fun. Had a very interesting. Oh, that's interesting. What are we doing here? Come on. There we go. I can change my angle of the dangle. There we go. How is everybody? Uh, yeah, that's funny. Mark and I are working on a song. A few people have heard it, but not in any kind of big way. And I've been mastering it over the last, I don't know, few weeks. You know, put some vocals and such on it last night. It's kind of fun. And it was interesting to hear Mark's reaction to it. Uh, yeah, very cool. It's turning out really nicely. I'm really happy. Um, I'm really happy with how it's sounding. I wonder if I can zoom. Can I make this bigger? I want to make it bigger. There we go. Muy bueno. All right. So the title kind of speaks for itself, and I thought we might have a little discussion, maybe share some stuff, turn some light on in here. That might look a little better. Maybe you can see my mug now. Kind of dark. We're getting dark outside at this time of day. The days are getting longer. It's kind of nice. I'm enjoying that very much. Uh, yeah, it was funny when I put those keys on that. They were just in the backing vocal areas of backing vocals. So uh, kind of funny that you mentioned that. And also using turn this gain down on this microphone a little bit. Also using what is it? Ozone 10. The mastering suite on that is unbelievable. It really pushes everything very far forward. So I've got to be careful with that. I'm not sure how many folks have messed with that software, but it is truly remarkable. It's cheating when it comes to mastering, but it does such a great job. There definitely are those kind of somewhat disliked in many cases YouTube channels that say terrible things about bass players in a lot of cases, but like, use ozone, and uh, oh yeah. So Ozone 10 is really awesome. I did not use that, and I thought about maybe messing with that tonight, but I'll leave that to you to do it. Just save that, because that Ozone made that trick so friggin' simple. Um, so I'm really excited about getting using that trick more often. And I know Justin and I are kind of talking in a little bit of a hang on, a little bit of maybe secret code here, but if you know what pink noise is, and you can apply it to EQ in a mix, you will be shocked at what can be done with that effect. And I think that Ozone does use that trick in some way in their algorithm, if you want to call it an algorithm, I suppose. Yeah, Mark, you're absolutely right on that. But I'll tell you what, man, that mix, I don't know if you looked at it, but it's when I just the rough mix of it, and the volume wars are over, I get that, but the rough mix of it with no mastering software used, I was hitting -9. So I feel like I mixed it really well with respect to the EQ and getting as much audio information into that mix as I could. And then when I threw Ozone at it, I was like, holy smokes. It was, yeah, psychoacoustics. Yeah. That's a great way to put it, man. It really, truly does. And I don't know who all's here tonight, but if you are here and would like to comment or share your thoughts on anything that's being discussed tonight, please do say so. You're welcome to chat as long as you're subscribed to my channel. Yeah, that's a great statement right there, Mark. Yeah, it's like I don't know, eating a nice meal, and you know, you might think it needs a little bit of salt or a little bit of pepper, and your mind can kind of create that without having to dump a bunch of salt on something. Interesting. That pink noise filter is unbelievable, truly unbelievable. Let's see. Let's see if my guitar's working tonight. Should be. Should have a good, nice, big stereo. Where are you? And the noise gate grabbing it. Yeah. Something. Hey, Richard, what's happening? Something I did this afternoon on my own guitar was let me scoot back just a little bit so you can see me and see my guitar. That would be smart. I went ahead and did a little bit of setup work on my own guitar today. It's not enough that I work on other people's instruments. I got to work on my own, you know. It just wouldn't be the proper thing to not, you know, work on my own guitar. So let's see. I got too much ceiling showing. I got to get my camera angle right. I got kind of tied up on my way home today. and ended up in a conversation I wasn't expecting. And there you go. So I was and what I did was I gave my um, my vibrato bar a little bit more room to move up, so I can. So when I'm setting one of these whammy bars up or vibrato bars, I'll give myself a little more gain so you guys can hear me. Should be pretty good. Um, it's interesting. Yeah, there's a little bit of room sound. Kind of interesting to do this. Uh, I like to set mine up so that we get some enough room that when you bend a note, when you pull back on the bar, you can nail a note, and that distance changes as you move up the fingerboard. The amount of pull you can get, obviously, the amount of downward motion is until the bottom. You can go down. Yep. Oh, Richard, you weren't feeling well. That's a bummer, dude. Uh, Hopefully you're. It sounds like you're feeling a little better now. Uh, I'm sorry that happened. Yeah. Hey, Michael, what's happening, brother? Been really fun to listen to you play a little bit here and there. I drop by and listen. It's so fun to watch you play because it reminds me of when I was a young tyke listening to my uncle play music. You play even a lot of uh, um, the same songs as my uncle in a lot of cases. I may try and play one of his tonight even. And I know I've got a little bit of room noise going on here, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's odd seeing the daylight. Oh, yeah, you guys are an hour ahead of me. And there's a lot of Earth curve between here and you. Uh, uh, yeah, I try and stop in and say hello. Gussie, welcome, man. And Michael, Mark. Yeah. I wonder now, okay, so I've got some reverb going on my voice right now. And what I'm going to do, let me see. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, because that mix channel. Okay, so here's my voice. And if I turn the effects on, I'm going to have a nice reverb. So I'll pull the effects up that are on my voice and we'll turn the reverb off. But I want to add, because you can hear the room sound. Where is it? RX8. Where's my deverb? Oh, I may not have. Oh no, SPL deverb. There it is. See, I don't know what kind of latency this will. I'll have to do that later. Anyhow, I wondered if I put some deverb on it, if it would get rid of some of the room noise. Could probably use a phase effect to do that. Yeah, I know. I was trying to use deverb, but I haven't activated it on this computer yet. I was just messing around. Oh, Hugh, hello, hello, man. Uh, right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting pretty confident with the trigger moving stuff around inside my DAW while I'm live streaming. Yeah, I'm trying to get a little more proficient. Okay. Thank you, Michael. And I think one thing I am going to do here is I'm going to throw a limiter on my master bus to give myself a little more head. Whoa, holy smokes. Oh, that's where, shoot. I had my speakers still on. There we go. That should have helped got rid of the echo. And I probably just got a little bit louder. And remember to shut your speakers off. I had the headphones of shame on and I didn't even need them. How about that? All right. Let's see. Life update. Yeah. I'm sorry about that echo. That was because my speakers were turned on and my microphone's hot. That's a bad, bad combination. Yeah, sorry about the ring. I got distracted on my way walking into my place tonight and like had to get fired up. I was a little bit late, in fact. So Fred is doing remarkably better. He has had an upper respiratory problem for going on, since before the fire happened. It's been well over a month and a half now. And got him on a new regimen of antibiotics, and he is doing great now. So yeah, the echo in the room is gone. Yeah, that's a whole lot tighter, ain't it? Yep. Yep. Okay, this was sound only. Yeah, it's easy to make mistakes like that. When you don't realize it. I've got OBS on that screen and I've got the live stream over here and I got Reaper going here. Yeah. And let's see. Ooh. And, thanks to everybody who happened to pop in today on my stream, my Welcome to the Bench stream. Very unique day for that, worth having two Gibson Melody Makers on my bench. That was really a lot of fun. And I'm getting through the second one, which is a 1961 melody maker made very famous by Joan Jett. I think she plays a melody maker or something like that. Yeah. And I had tried. It was the liquid kind of antibiotic for him, and boy, he was having no part. I got the first dose in him. He caught wind of that, and man, I couldn't get within 10 feet of him with that little syringe thing that they give you to shoot it in his mouth. So I tried tuna fish, like regular tuna fish. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool. It was fun. And he doesn't like StarKist or whatever tuna. So I went to this shop and got the unsalted, it's got oil, and man, he scarfed that shit down with the antibiotic in it, and he's gaining some weight back and eating like a pig. He's going to eat me out of house and home. So he is definitely recovering from not feeling well. 100%. I am really happy that that is the case. I want to set this to minus 0.3. That'll work. Shouldn't be clipping there anymore. I'm making a couple of adjustments here in my audio. All right. Why don't I play along with something here while I'm at it? I think this clean tone, let me check my effects. Boy, I need to check my tuning. Yes, I'm gonna use it. Nah, hell with it. I'll just use my my tuner, my built-in tuner and Archetype. I'm using Gojira. And again, I just altered the springs. In my vibrato bar. Having my buddy just got a new Strat shaped object that was made by, it was a custom built guitar, neck through and all that stuff, and it's got a vibrato bar on it. And I questioned him. I was like, "Hey, using the vibrato?" Because it had all 5 springs stuck in it, and I can't stand the way they feel like that. That's just my personal taste. And he's like, "Oh, I never use them." Like, fuck those things. And I was kind of like, dude. That's what they're there for, And what I love about a vibrato bar is, you get to the end of a song. You can get that sexy little vibrato on there, man. And I mean, it's, you don't have to use it all night, but at the end of a song, that last chord, and you get that little vibrato, man, it makes them, it's a cool effect. And it has a really wonderful subtle thing. And again, I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast tonight. Yeah, Hugh, I'm kind of feeling the same way, dude. I hate to say it, but I'm having a hard time picking up my Les Pauls and my SG these days. They work great for playing rhythm parts, from just chunking along. But to do these live streams, I really enjoy having the vibrato. And being able to do stuff like that versus bending, it's a different sound. It's a tool. Leo Fender was no dummy. I will say that. Absolutely no dummy. All right, let me I'll go ahead and play along with a track here. I'll unmute this, and I have no idea what track this is or what it sounds like. Let me mute a couple channels here. I don't want to hear drums or synthesizer. I don't know if I played along with this at another time. Let's see how the mix goes. I think I've got some. How's this sounding? There we go. Okay, I'm getting the tempo. So I think it's in the key of A. really find that that bridge section. My ear wasn't working real great today. Long, busy day at work, and I just got back from the auto mechanic. I don't know what's going to come up next. Listen to a little bit of wanking. A little bit of wanking. Just playing a little bit. So I'm trying to find melodic passages. I don't play really fast as a guitar player. I'm not like the fastest shredder by any stretch of the imagination. You think about guys like Hetriani, other guys that just absolutely shred. You know, I don't have that. So that last piece of music, I had mentioned some theory in that, and thank you for the compliments, you guys. I sure do appreciate hearing some positive feedback. At least I'm not boring you to death. So that song actually was in the key of E major. And if we kind of break down the chord progression, it was diatonically completely in the key of E major. So the main let me turn off some distortion here. Right, so it went to C sharp minor, which is the relative minor of E major, to A major. So it was all just classic pop. Right? And then it did this as kind of a bridge section. And again, let's talk about the word that I used there, diatonic. Oh, hey, Rick, welcome. Oh, thank you, man. It's so great to see you. Let's see. Oh, God. Now, let's see if somebody can let their... the car alarm, somebody with a car alarm over here that it's set way too delicate. They just shut it off and it came back on. So diatonic means it's all in one key. So if I was to play all of the chords in that key diatonically, we would have E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, and I call it half diminished, D sharp half diminished. Technically, it's not diminished, half diminished to E major. So any of those keys, any of those chords inside those chords that I just played the major scale, the harmonized major scale. And so when I say diatonically, it means all of the chords that were in that backing track were all diatonically correct in the key of E major. So I couldn't, if I had just used the E major scale, I wouldn't have hit a bad note. Any of them would have worked. And I could have sat there and played one note throughout that entire progression and it would have worked. So now, the other part of the title is root notes. And right out of the gate, the moment I heard that, I immediately hit my low E string. And that's from really working to train my ear to be able to hear that stuff. I don't have perfect pitch. But my relative pitch is very good. And I can, if you've watched my Welcome to the Bench live stream, I can usually put strings on a guitar in more cases than one. Even live, when I tune that string up, I hit E like dead on, or I'm within a cent or two from being perfect. Yeah. So when you're learning as a learning guitarist, building the vocabulary of stuff like being able to say, well, is that diatonically correct? Or is that all diatonic? You sound like you know what you're talking about. And those words are very defined. So a little advice for those that are learning, or that even if you already know how to play like a mofo, building that vocabulary to be able to communicate with others in a real musical way is very important. There are several guys that I've collaborated with that is super fun to have discussions about music theory or the piece of music we might be working on. And when we can speak like that, and talk about intervals and things like that, it's very easy to communicate like that. But for me, it was how I learned at a pretty young age. I was lucky. So root notes, I identified the root note of that progression almost immediately. It usually only takes me a couple seconds. The other thing that I try and do with backing tracks is not only, okay, it's an E major. So if I play the E major, if I play the E major scale, I can solo to it all day long, or C sharp minor, or G sharp Phrygian mode. All of them are the same, which I wouldn't expect people to know all that, but or many people to know all that. But also, I lost my train of thought. Give me a moment. I was speaking about root notes. What I really attempt to do is find the odd intervals in those scales. To use kind of odd intervals, like the major seventh interval is really kind of a attention grabber. If I go back to the beginning of that chord progression, let me move this over here. I want to shut this down. Okay, I'm going to go back to the beginning of this, and I'm just going to play a major seventh interval when this thing kicks in. And let me just push play. Give me a second here. So this kind of cool, and what it ends up being is a minor second. Right, I can play these notes. Play those two notes all the way through it, and they kind of grab you by the throat. Okay, so that's the major second. The third to the fourth. Right? That sort of stuff is really fun to mess with, and it doesn't always sound super beautiful. But again, I'm totally staying diatonic. With this chord progression. It's all in E major. So I just figured out I could unlock the YouTube chat window. You're not oh yeah, undock. Yeah, that's awful fun. I try and put my chat, so if I'm looking, I'm kind of looking into the camera. So now I'm kind of looking at the chat because it's over here. Yeah. So finding that dissonance, that's exactly the word. And the Rick Beato has always been a proponent of finding that dissonance stuff. And most of the time, if you go to a jam, let me find a different piece of music. I want to listen to one of these so that I can. Let me find a different progression. Okay. I think this is in B minor. I might have played. Yeah, it's in B minor. Right? So you go to an open jam, and every other guitar player there is going to do this. They're gonna bust out the blues scale. They are almost immediately. If you go to an open jam, let's see. What am I watching of this? Zach. Thank you, Zach. Yeah. So having been a part of many open mics where you never know who you're going to end up on stage with, and everybody gets to take a big long guitar solo, you get a progression like what you just heard, and almost every guitar player in the world goes to goes to the blues scale. Well, if you want to sound unique, if you want to like set yourself apart from those guys in a progression like that is diatonically correct, it's in the key of B minor or D major, rather than bust out the blues scale, I would just use the A Mixolydian mode because it is the same mode as B Aeolian. Now, I don't expect everybody to understand that. Mark, you might get it, and anybody else that understands music theory in any kind of depth. So now, rather than the blues scale, so the other guy gets... Now go to the blues. I'm just intermingling the root note wise. I'm talking root notes. The A Mixolydian mode, which is the exact same thing as the B Aeolian mode, which can be substituted with the B blues scale, which everybody plays, and that could be intermingled with the B Aeolian mode. That's the yeah. I hit a bad one in there. I hit a C note in that. It was almost the death note, which turned it into the B Phrygian mode, which did not fit over that diatonically correct chord progression. So there's a little, hopefully, a little bit of information about using scales and modes and how I use them to tie progressions together and to be able to solo fluidly over a diatonically stable chord progression. Diatonically stable, there's an interesting yeah. Now with guys like just with guys like the Falcro, now he knows enough to be very fucking dangerous. And I just got global blocked for saying the F word and demonetized and all that stuff. I don't care. I don't make any money on this. In fact, since I've been a YouTube user or creator, I've made $42 and haven't seen a penny of it. I haven't gotten a check. So with Richard in mind, I've said it time and time and over and over and over. And in the title of this video, it's root notes. You know the blues scale. Well, that's an A. You need to know that if the backing track is a C blues, that you can use that scale, which is just a slight variation of the blues scale, and solo your brains out. But you need to know that like instantly. What Steve Vai would say would be to be unconsciously competent with your root notes. Unconsciously competent. I love that phrase. It's awesome. It means a lot. Yeah. 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 Taxes. That's funny. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and I've gone away with doing monetization on my channel too. I've got a PayPal link if you'd like to. If you feel like you learned something and you feel like it's worth it to help support my channel, you can do that. Yeah, that note is the real trick is knowing the next note before you play it. Yes, yes, yes. And you know, the other night, I kind of did an exercise. I don't have a lot of time left, but yeah, yeah, I was reading your post. That's funny. Yeah, but beyond that, and I'm working with two students right now, which is where a lot of this is coming from, because I need to remind myself of a lot of this. I need to, practice what you preach, and lead by example. I have students that are learning this and starting to discover that these patterns that I've shown them, the Ionian mode, E position, because the root note's on the E string in G, and then the A position Ionian mode. My tempo wasn't great, but nonetheless. What I'm doing here is playing through the circle of fourths, which allows me to play, I call it the circle of fourths. I don't teach the circle of fifths. If you play through the circle of fourths, you'll play through all 12 keys available in Western music on your guitar with two different scale patterns, literally stamps you can put on your guitar neck, just like a bar chord, only it's single notes. And you can play through all 12 keys, and what that'll do is it'll train your ear, number one, to hear those keys. And number two, when you hear a song that starts and it goes, you'll recognize that is, that doesn't sound like E. Your ear will learn to find E flat. Your ear will learn to find F. And you want to get laid, play a song in the key of F. Women can sing in the key of F. It's like all women love the key of F. Ask one. They may not know it, but that's the golden key for playing songs with women. F and or B flat, which guitar players hate both of those keys, but most of us use it. Most not us. Most guys will use a capo to play an F. Right? Man, it's the lady key. I don't know why that is. It's just humans, the way they're built. We're built that way. Hi, Kim. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, feel free to hit the thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm and helps my channel a little bit. I don't have dreams of grandeur when it comes to being a YouTube creator, but I think that I'm sharing some pretty good information, and hopefully I'm not just going poosh right over everybody's head. I know I'm not everybody. You need to check the color settings on your monitor, Kim. Yeah. And I don't make everybody a moderator on my channel. That's unnecessary. Position 4 on this Strat. It's canceling like it should. Position 4. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Well, I would take a. Nice. Find some F. Yeah, find some songs in F. They're usually very easy to sing. It's a great pitch. Justin, what I would do is put it in the 4th position. I'll do this. I'll show you how to check that. Make sure both your pickups are working. Put it in the 4th position and tap your pickups. You'll hear a little bit out of the neck pickup when you tap on it, but when you tap on the middle and the bridge, you'll definitely hear a difference in sound. If you're not getting the noise canceling, it's probably because either one of the pickups is installed upside down or like flipped 180 degrees, or it's not on in that position and the switch could be messed up, right? So my center position, that's how you check it. My 4th position, or I don't know what you're calling the 4th position. Both are good. You may have a pickup that's out of phase. Rick, these guys are DiMarzio pickups. I'll hold them up close. We have a PAF Pro right here, a chopper in the middle, and a super distortion in the bridge and the rails. And I did this because I was playing in a band that went from a song that needed a Strat tone to needing a Les Paul tone, and I didn't have time to swap guitars. So I've got this pull pot on my tone control, and I glued a Indian head penny to that. I hope I don't get sued for saying Indian head penny. It's 1900 Indian head penny, which makes that knob real easy to grab a hold of. So if you have something like that on a guitar, stick an Indian head penny on there, or a penny, it'll work. So I can go single coil or humbuckers with this. Very, very diverse way to set up. Wow, that's cool. +5 is dead silent when touching the strings. Sheesh. D-Sonic in the bridge. Okay, cool. So you have the same type of rails or Pro Tracks, I guess. I don't know if these are Pro Tracks. I don't know if they call these Pro Tracks or not. Well, it's time for me to hang up and get back to a little bit of work. Justin, we can talk here in a few minutes. I'll get a hold of you. We can figure out what's going on maybe with that. I wish we were just a short drive down the street, but I will be driving again very soon. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Kim, Preston, Richard, Mark, Justin, Rick. Who did I miss? There were quite a few people that showed up tonight. Michael, thank you for being here. I hope maybe I've shared something with you that you can use. Hugh, it's great to see you tonight also. Zach, thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm gonna head off into the wild blue yonder. I may see you guys on another stream here fairly soon. Have fun, y'all. Peace.